Next, we will learn how to crochet the head. The head start with a magic ring. Then crochet in rounds counterclockwise around the magic ring loop. During the process, you need to add stuffing. What's special here is that, while crocheting, you need to create the eye socket indentations. The new stitch techniques used include double crochet 12 stitches together, single crochet 4 stitches together, single crochet 3 stitches together. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crochet technique. Start with a magic ring. Crochet the first round. Now let's work on the second round. Make 1 turning chain. Then pick up the stitches from the previous round. Work single crochet increases correspondingly. As you crochet, place the starting tail above the hook, and weave it in as you go along. The starting tail has already been worked over for a few stitches, so you can cut it off now. Continue working single crochet increases. After completing, join with a slip stitch. This way, the second round is completed. Next, follow the stitch pattern in the chart, and continue to work rounds 3 through 22. Here, round 22 is completed. Next, work on round 23. This round is for the eye socket position. Start by working 26 single crochets evenly. After completing, skip the next 4 stitches. The square brackets in the chart indicate working multiple stitches into the same stitch. That is, work into the back loop of the 5th single crochet from the left, and make 12 double crochets. Insert the hook under the strand of yarn that is farther away from you. Work 12 double crochets. Since there are many stitches, you can pull gently while working to even them out. Try to make the double crochets as even as possible. After finishing, check the stitch count. Don't add extra stitches or miss any. Then skip another 4 stitches. Pay attention, the first stitch on the left can easily be hidden. Make sure not to miss counting. Start from the 5th stitch and work 6 single crochets. After completing, skip another 4 stitches without working them. In the back loop of the 5th single crochet stitch on the left, work 12 double crochets. Once done, skip another 4 stitches without working them. For the remaining stitches, work single crochets evenly. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Round 23 is now completed. For rounds 24 to 25, simply work single crochets evenly into each stitch of the previous round. Finish these rounds. Next, I'll demonstrate round 26. Start by working 26 single crochets evenly. After completing the single crochets, work 3 chain stitches. Then, according to the chart, double crochet 12 stitches together. Let me show you how it's done. Begin with 12 incomplete double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. Now you should have 13 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and draw through all 13 loops at once. That completes the decrease of double crochet 12 stitches together. This corresponds to the 12 double crochets from round 23. Gently tighten the loop. Continue with 3 chain stitches. Next, starting from the first stitch on the left side of the double crochet, work 6 single crochets in sequence. After completing them, continue in the same manner. Work 3 chain stitches. Then work a decrease of double crochet 12 stitches together again. Followed by another 3 chain stitches. After completing the chain stitches, finish the remaining 26 single crochets. Then join with a slip stitch. This completes round 26. The eye socket area is now complete. Next, we'll work on round 27. Start by crocheting 26 single crochets. Then pick up the top half loop of the 3 chains and crochet 3 single crochets. Now move back to the previous round. In the back loop of the stitch where double crochet 12 stitches together. Work 1 single crochet. Be mindful not to pick the wrong loop here. These 2 strands make up this stitch. Pick the strand that is farther away from you, and crochet 1 single crochet. Look everyone. This hole is not a stitch. It's the space revealed when the chain stitch is stretched. Don't confuse them. Continue picking the top half loops of the next 3 chain stitches. Crochet 3 single crochets. Then work evenly for the next 6 single crochets. Move to the second eye socket position, just like the stitch picking spot we did before. Start by crocheting 3 single crochets first. Then pick the back loop and crochet 1 single crochet. Next, pick the half loop of the chain stitch, and crochet 3 single crochets. After completing that, continue working evenly for 26 single crochets. That completes the 27th round. Now let's move on to the 28th round. The stitch pattern is relatively simple. First, crochet 32 single crochets. After completing them, work 1 single crochet decrease. Then crochet 1 more single crochet. Once the single crochet is done, the square brackets indicate crocheting into the same stitch. That means into the single crochet stitch on the left side. Crochet 1 single crochet. Continue by picking up the front loop of this stitch, and crochet 1 single crochet. This completes the stitch pattern in the first set of square brackets. Next, move on to the second set of square brackets. The hook should first pick up the front loop of the adjacent stitch on the left side, and work 1 single crochet. Then continue by picking up 2 strands of this same stitch, and work 1 single crochet. Following the pattern in the chart, finish crocheting all the remaining stitches in this round, for rounds 29 to 30. The stitch techniques have already been demonstrated before, just follow the chart to complete it. Here, the 30th round of the sample swatch has already been crocheted. Next, move on to the 31st round. First, crochet 19 single crochets. Then work 1 single crochet decrease. Next, crochet 14 more single crochets. After completing these, work 1 single crochet decrease. Then 1 single crochet. Next is a single crochet 4 stitches together. The hook should pick up the front loops of the next 4 single crochets on the left side. At this point, there will be 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Draw through the first 4 loops on the hook once. Slightly tighten. Now there are 2 loops left on the hook. Yarn over again, and draw through these 2 loops. The single crochet 4 stitches together is now complete. The shape of the nose also appears. For the remaining stitches in this round, just follow the pattern in the chart to complete them. For the upcoming rounds 32 to 38, the stitch patterns are relatively simple. They have all been demonstrated before. Follow the chart pattern to complete them. Be mindful not to adjust the increasing or decreasing positions randomly. Look everyone, this is what it looks like after completing round 38. It's time to add the stuffing now. When stuffing, pay attention, and use your fingers to press on the eye sockets while filling. Make sure not to push the eye sockets out. While stuffing, keep smoothing out the eye sockets. The stuffing must be even and full. Now I will demonstrate round 39 for everyone. First, follow the chart and crochet to the M position. M stands for single crochet 3 stitches together. Insert the hook into the front loops of the left side's 3 single crochets in sequence. At this point, there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull through the first 3 loops once. Slightly tighten it. Now there are 2 loops remaining on the hook. Yarn over again, and pull through these 2 loops. That completes 1 single crochet 3 stitches together. After finishing, continue following the pattern in the chart, and complete the rest of the stitches for this round. Once done, join with a slip stitch. For rounds 40 to 43, just complete them. Add stuffing while crocheting. Make sure the stuffing is even and firm. This will make the doll cuter. After completing the last round, secure with 1 chain stitch. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters, then cut the yarn. Gently tighten the tail, then push the protruding part into the head. You can use a crochet hook or tweezers to help. Ensure that this part fits properly into the top of the body. If it doesn't insert easily, you can use the crochet hook handle or another tool to widen the position a bit. This way, the head section is complete. Next, I'll show you how to make the facial features. The facial features include the left and right eye sockets, the left and right ears, the upper and lower lips, a pair of eyeballs and eyebrows. Here, left and right refer to the doll's own left and right sides. The eye sockets are crocheted by picking up strands from the head. For the upper and lower lips, you need to separate the strands before crocheting. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crochet technique. First, I will demonstrate the method for crocheting the eye sockets. The eye socket is crocheted by picking up stitches around the eye cavity. Start with the left eye socket. Turn the neck part downward. Insert the hook at the outer corner of the eye socket. Right here, let your finger hold the yarn. Pick up the stitch on the right above. That's the X stitch single crochet from round 24 of the head. Use this strand of yarn above. Pull the yarn through. Make 1 chain stitch. You don't need to press down the starting tail. It will be hidden inside the head later, in the same position as the chain stitch. Work 1 single crochet. Next, pick up this strand of yarn, above the X stitch single crochet on the left side. And make another single crochet. After completing it, rotate the head. Start working on the lower eye socket. Pick up this strand of yarn inside, which is this X stitch single crochet. Pick up this strand of yarn on the left side. And make 1 single crochet. Next, Skip the first front loop on this side without working it. Pick up this front loop on the left with the hook. And work 1 single crochet. Then continue to pick up this front loop on the left. The front loop here is a bit stretched and unclear. If you can't pick it up, you can use a sewing needle to enlarge it a little. Make 1 single crochet. After completing it, work single crochets on the 3 front loops, on the left one by one. Once the single crochets are completed, skip this half loop on the left without working it. Pick up the strand of yarn, above this X stitch single crochet. And make 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. This way, the lower eye socket is completed. Continue rotating the head. Pick up the strand of yarn, above these 2 X stitch single crochets, on the left side of the slip stitch. Work single crochets in sequence. Move on to crocheting while picking up the strand of yarn, above the X stitch single crochet on the left. And the first half loop of the upper eye socket. Yarn over. Pass through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and draw through in once. Then continue working on the upper eye socket. The upper eye socket is relatively simple. It's picking up the half stitch. Work single crochets in sequence. There should be a total of 8 single crochets on this side. 1, 2, 3. Mind the stitch hidden inside. Don't miss it. 4, 5, 6, 8. After completing the 8th stitch, on the line above the X stitch single crochet on the left side, work 1 slip stitch. Don't pull the slip stitch too tight. Stretch the loop directly. Cut the yarn. Thread it onto a sewing needle. Follow the curve of the corner. Hide the yarn tail inside the head. At the same time, take the starting tail of the yarn and gently pull to tighten it slightly. Hide it in the corner position like this. Finally, cut off the excess tail. The left eye socket is now completed. Next, demonstrate the right eye socket. Leave about 10 centimeters of yarn tail first. Place the yarn on your finger. Turn the neck position upwards. Find the first half stitch at the outer corner of the eye socket. This X stitch single crochet on the right side. Insert the hook from top to bottom into the strand above like this. Draw the yarn through. Place the tail end on the right side, and leave it for now. Chain 1 as the turning chain. Work 1 single crochet in the same position. Then, along these half stitches, crochet single crochets in sequence. You need to crochet a total of 8 single crochets. Mindful not to skip this one stitch. After completing the single crochets, the hook will also pick up this half stitch on the left side. And the strand above the X stitch single crochet. Crochet 1 single crochet. Then rotate the head. Pick up the strands from these 2 X stitch single crochets above in sequence, and make 2 single crochets. After completion, on the strand above this X stitch single crochet on the left side, crochet 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. Continue rotating the head. Crochet the lower eye socket. Skip the first half stitch without crocheting. On the left side, pick up the half stitches and crochet 5 single crochets in sequence. After completing, skip the last half stitch without crocheting. Rotate the head. At this point, you can see there is a distance of 3x stitch single crochets left here. Pick one strand from above each of these 3 single crochets respectively. Crochet 3 single crochets. Then enlarge the loop. Cut the yarn. Finally, use a darning needle to weave in the ends. First, thread the long tail reserved from the beginning stitch onto the darning needle. Insert it through this hole. Then exit from the hole on the left side of this single crochet. Pull the yarn tail tight. Next, pass the darning needle through the 2 chains above the first single crochet. Then insert it through the previous hole. Exit from any position on the head. Gently pull to tighten the tail. This will form a chain shape. Then use the darning needle to weave in the end tail into the head. Finally, trim off the excess tail. That's it. The crocheting method for both eye sockets has now been explained. Everyone, take a look. The left and right eye sockets should be perfectly symmetrical. After crocheting both eye sockets, to make the eyes more perfect, you need to tighten the yarn in the eye socket. You will need to tighten it 7 times in total. First, take a piece of thread that matches the color of the head. Thread it through the sewing needle. Insert the needle into the corresponding positions on both sides of the eye socket. That is, these 2 spots. Do this back and forth twice like this. Pull tight the yarn tail. Tie a knot and secure it. Then use the sewing needle to hide the yarn tail inside the head. While hiding, make sure to pull the knot inside as well. Next, locate the outer side of both eye sockets at the inner corner of the eyes, which are these two spots. Pull the thread to the diagonal opposite side of the head. The lines on both sides should be symmetrical and cross each other like this. Be mindful not to thread it into the eye socket. Finally, tighten it slightly. Tie a double knot to secure. Then hide the yarn tail again. One side is now complete. Follow the same method to do the other side as well. Now these two positions are done. Continue threading the sewing needle. At the outer corners of both eyes, inside the eye sockets, which are these two spots, pull the yarn to below the neck separately. After completing, tighten it slightly. Tie a double knot to secure. Hide the yarn tails. Then pull the other side in the same way. Next, right below the inner sides of both eye sockets here. Continue pulling the yarn down to below the neck. After sewing, tighten the yarn tail and tie a knot to secure. Hide all the yarn tails. Finally, cut off all the excess yarn tails on the head. This completes the threading of the eye sockets. Next, we'll work on the ear section, starting with the left ear. First, make 9 chain stitches. After completing them, go back to the 3rd chain stitch from the hook. Pick up the top half loop of the chains. Crochet 2 half double crochets. Then crochet 1 single crochet and 3 double crochets. After completing, crochet the stitches in the square brackets. In the chart, FV stands for double crochet increase. That means to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. One, 2. Like this, the double crochet increase is completed. After finishing, crochet 3 chain stitches. Then crochet 1 slip stitch in this hole. Finally, crochet 1 chain stitch to secure. Leave a 15 cm tail and break the yarn. That completes the left ear. After completing, sew the ear onto the head. First, use pins to determine the position of the ear. Count down from the top of the head to the 21st round. Which is right here. Then count outwards 5 columns from the corner of the eye. Insert a pin. The ear spans 7 rounds. Count down 7 rounds from the first pin. Insert a pin vertically here. That confirms the position of the ear. Thread the reserved tail onto a needle. Like this. Sew the ear securely. Adjust the direction of the ear as you sew. At the last stitch, go back and forth a few more times. Finally, hide the tail inside the head. The starting tail should also be hidden inside the head. After hiding, trim any excess tails. The left ear is now sewn together. Continue crocheting the right ear. Since the ears need to be symmetrical, the crochet patterns are different. Just follow the chart to complete it. After finishing the ears, sew them onto the head. Sew them in a position symmetrical to the left ear. That concludes the explanation of the ears. Next, I'll teach you how to crochet the lips. The lips are divided into the upper lip and the lower lip. Start with the upper lip. Take out the small yarn ball that matches the corresponding color from the kit. Cut a piece of thread about 50 centimeters long. The lace yarn has 8 strands, separated into 3 strands and 5 strands. Here, to make it clearer for everyone, I'll use cotton yarn instead. The number of strands to split doesn't need to be referenced. Divide the strands from the middle of the line segment like this. Everyone starts by picking up the 5-strand thread. Hold the yarn with the left hand. Hold the crochet hook with the right hand. At this point, don't loosen your left hand. Then pick up the 3-strand thread. Use the thumb and middle finger of your left hand to pinch the thread. Let the little finger of your left hand hold the thread like this. Insert the crochet hook from below the thread on the right side. Draw the yarn through with the left hand. At this point, use the right hand's middle finger to hold the loop. The left hand simultaneously pinches these 3 strands of yarn. You can now loosen the thread held by your right hand. Work 1 chain stitch. Tighten the loop. Then crochet according to the chart on the thread on left side. Start by working 1 single crochet. Then work 1 half double crochet. Follow up with 1 chain stitch. Slip stitch onto this thread. Gently pull to tighten the slip stitch. After completing, work one more chain stitch. Work 1/2 double crochet. And 1 single crochet. Then work 1 slip stitch and pull tight. Finally, work 1 chain stitch to secure. Simply pull the loop through. Tighten the yarn tail. This completes the crocheted section for the upper lip. The crochet method here is a bit special. Please be patient. If you fail, you can try again a few times. Then, gently pull the left side thread with your hand. You will see that this thread can move. Use your fingers to smooth out the shape of the upper lip like this. Leave the yarn tail for now without trimming. That concludes the explanation for the upper lip. Next, I'll demonstrate the crochet method for the lower lips. It's roughly the same as the upper lip method. Again, cut a segment of yarn, about 50 centimeters long. Separate the strands. Hang the thread on both hands using the same method. Work 1 chain stitch. Then crochet 4 single crochets. Finally, work 1 slip stitch. Chain 1 to secure. That completes both the upper and lower lips. Then use some glue. Attach both lips to the head. Locate the position of the nose tip protrusion. Right here, count down 3 rows. This row is where the upper lip goes. Insert a pin to mark it. Apply a little glue on the right side of the upper lip. Glue it onto the marked pin position. The upper lip's width is about 7 single crochets wide. You can use tweezers to make slight adjustments. Wait for the glue to dry completely. Use a darning needle to weave in the yarn tails into the head. Insert it diagonally below the upper lip like this. Weave in ends. Do the same on the other side, at the same angle to hide the tail. Then cut off all excess tails. Next, pick up the lower lip. Apply some glue on the front side. The lower lip should be about 5 single crochets wide and sit right under the upper lip. Similarly, use tweezers to adjust the shape of the lips. Wait for the glue to dry completely. Thread the darning needle with the yarn tail. Weave in the yarn tails. Finally, cut off all excess tails. That concludes the demonstration of the lip section. Next, we'll crochet the eyeballs. Start by following the chart. Complete the first 3 rounds. I've prepared this part in advance. First, turn the fabric over. Have the wrong side facing out? Continue with the 4th round. Make 1 chain as your turning chain. Crochet 3 single crochets first. Since the chart shows that the following stitches need a color change, therefore, for the 4th single crochet, start with 1 incomplete single crochet. Then grab the corresponding color yarn. Draw the yarn through. The 4th single crochet is now completed. Next, make 1 single crochet decrease. Here, I'll teach you how to work an invisible single crochet decrease with the wrong side facing out. First, tighten these 2 strands of yarn and bring them forward. Then skip the stitch on the left side without working it. Pass your hook through the strand of yarn on the outside of the next single crochet. At the same time, pass it through the strand of yarn above the right single crochet stitch, which is the one you just skipped. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. First, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, pull it all the way through. That completes 1 invisible single crochet decrease on the wrong side. Leave about 0.5 centimeters of these 2 strands and cut them off. Then continue crocheting 4 single crochets. After finishing, make another single crochet decrease using the same method. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Enlarge the loop. Cut the yarn. Pull the yarn tail tight. The crocheted part of the eyeball is now complete. Next, take the fiber fill and stuff the eyeball. After stuffing is complete, hide the yarn tail inside and trim it off. Take out the black flat-bottomed eyes from the kit. Apply glue to the opening. Stick them on. Pay attention to tidy up the edges. Let the fabric piece wrap around the eyes. Next, take out the fake eyelashes. Trim them to a suitable width. Apply glue to the base of the lashes. Then stick them on the side of the 4th round with skin tone. That's it for one eyeball. It should fit well into the eye socket of the head. Everyone can follow the same method. Do the other eyeball next. Finally, sew on the eyebrows. First, use pins to mark the position of the eyebrows. Find the 21st round of the head. There are 6 single crochets as an interval between the 2 eyebrows. Insert 1 pin on each side to mark the positions. The end of the eyebrow is above the start diagonally. Count 10 single crochets outward from the start of the brow first. Then count upwards 2 more stitches. Place a pin there. The eyebrows are now marked. Next, take a small skein of 4-strand cotton yarn in chestnut color. I'm using another type of yarn as a substitute. Split it into 2 strands. Thread through the sewing needle. Insert the needle into any position on the head. Exit at the position marked by the pin at the start of the eyebrow. Then insert the needle from the position marked by the pin at the end of the eyebrow. Bring the needle back out again at the start of the eyebrow. Next, insert the sewing needle into the second hole, on the left side of the end of the eyebrow. Then exit through the hole on the right side of the start of the eyebrow. Insert it again into the middle hole, at the end of the eyebrow. Finally, exit at any position behind the head. A total of 3 threads are sewn for each eyebrow. After sewing, use the sewing needle to tidy up a little. Straighten each thread and make sure they don't cross. Finally, apply a small amount of glue with the sewing needle. Adjust the shape of the eyebrows. If there are gaps between the threads, you can also use glue as needed to fill in. That's how one side of the eyebrow is sewn. Do the other side using the same method, making sure it's symmetrical. After completing, apply blush to both cheeks and around the eye sockets. Once the blush is applied, take out the red flat patches from the kit. Apply glue on them. And attach them 2 rows above the eyebrows, the very middle position. Up to this point, the method for the main part has been fully explained. Next, we will continue to demonstrate the crocheting method for the clothes.